Oceanside 70.3, April 2nd, first race of the season, and solid field. Alistair Brownlee, Lionel Sanders, Ben Canoe, all of North America, all of South America, some Europeans. Should be a solid race.
How did today's training go?
Just nothing to report about today. Just did a 1 hour easy spin on the bike, just check everything's working good, and easy swim, I don't even know, 800 meters. And press conference, pro briefing, and that's it. Just trying to relax. I'm gonna bring my bike shortly, and then still have to shave my legs, dinner, get my stuff ready, and that's it, pretty standard.
How confident are you going into this race? What's your level of confidence on, the swim, the bike, and the run in relation to what you've seen, I guess, even most recently from guys in Clash Miami?
Yeah, so since it's kind of my first race and I haven't felt the best in the last 2-3 weeks on some of the race pace intervals, I'm not feeling the most confident, but I also know that in the past I've had some great races and I wasn't crushing it either in training the few weeks before. But I've done the work, I've had no injury, no moment where I had to stop training for a few days. Like, I've done everything I've needed to do this last 3 months. So I'm thinking it could come together on race day and I could feel great. Or this lack of confidence will show itself and now I won't feel just super good. So we'll really have to see. I'm really curious to see how it will go.
Tell me a little bit about how you envision the day unfolding for you. Like, where do you want to be in the swim? How do you want to position yourself for a successful day?
Yeah, I definitely would like to. Well, so we're running into the water on the beach. So I usually don't really like that, but I like just either diving in right away or in WaterStar or something like that. But because I feel like every time guys just sprint so fast, so I feel like I'm always starting on a back foot on these types of starts. But no, yeah, I'd like to run really fast in so I can be in contact with the really good swimmers when we're actually starting to swim. And hopefully I can swim with the top guys, which will be Ben Canoe, Alistair Brownlee, Sam Appleton. Definitely 3 top swimmers. So if I can be with them, that would be great, because then on the bike, I can then, if I'm feeling good, produce my move on them, rather than using all my matches just to catch them. So that can be a big thing. But if I'm not with them, it's not the end of the day. I can drop the guys I'm with and then catch them, kind of like I did in 2019. I was a minute back and I caught Ben towards the end of the bike. So yeah, could go those 2 ways, and then so hopefully in either case I'll be towards the front of the race, starting to run, top 3 maybe, and hopefully I'll have the run legs, and that's it.
Obviously, Ben's a top competitor. He beat you here, but you kind of got a sense for where he's at because you raced him in Clash. But what are your thoughts behind Alistair and Lionel?
Yeah, I think Lionel is going to be pretty dangerous unless he's really tired from training. Seems like he's been training pretty hard and had some intervals, some pretty heavy intervals 5 days ago or something. But he's looking pretty strong with his new coach. I think he's getting the training fundamentals and all the, just everything's going pretty smoothly for him. So for me, he's the favorite. Alistair Brownlee on shape could also be definitely at that level at least. So those two will be very dangerous. And then, yeah, there's Ben Canute. Obviously, he's always strong here, especially in the beginning of the season. He's usually strong. And then Sam Appleton, who won in Australia. And Jason West, breakthrough race in Miami, second. So that's already 4 or 5 guys. So I'll have to beat at least 2 if I want to be on the podium.
What time does your day start tomorrow?
So I'll probably wake up 3 hours before the start. So at 3:40 a.m. We start at 6:40, just to get in some good calories in and have time to digest. And I have a bit of a protocol. Just start with breakfast and then some drinks, and all the way to 15 minutes before when I have a gel. And that's it. Yeah, the start at 6:40, just when the sun's coming out, and take it from there.
Unbelievable! Dominican Rudy Montgomery just steps ahead of unbelievable Arnold Sanders. Oh my goodness! Unbelievable!
How do you feel after today's race?
I am very happy with the race. It was a very competitive race, and as I kind of said before the race, I wasn't maybe super confident, but I also said it could go well if the taper went well and kind of everything comes together on race day, and that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, overall very happy, even though I lost the sprint, even though I'm going to message Ironman about that. If there's no finish line, and it's an iPhone videoing after the finish line, how can you decide accurately who was ahead? You know, if you don't have the technology to know who was ahead, well then don't decide and make it a tie. That's what I think.
How accurate, in your opinion, do you feel like the call was? Do you feel like inside, like your heart and you personally, that you were the winner of that sprint?
No, I wouldn't say that. I just say if you don't have the technology to decide for sure, then don't decide. That's it. I saw the iPhone of where that spot was, and there Lionel was a tiny bit ahead. But it's a handheld iPhone past really where the line really would be if you take the middle of the arch. So I'm just saying it has to be more precise because it was too close to really decide.
So let's jump back in the day. Walk us through the beginning of your day. What did that look like? How did you feel going into the water? I know something that you talked about was you felt like some of the guys like Alistair and Ben Canute may have a better swim than you, but it seems like you came out fairly close. What were the dynamics that led to that?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with the swim. I usually don't like the beach start because I feel like I just don't sprint as fast as some other guys. But I had a good start, ran well into the water. We all went way too much to the right with the current, so we kind of had to cut all the way back to the buoy. But that was a lot of us. Right away I was in the rhythm. I wasn't really pushing too hard or like barely hanging. I was fairly comfortable. And that was more or less the entire swim. So I was very happy with that. That was my first goal of the day, be with the top guys out of the water so I don't have to chase on the bike.
Awesome. So you got out of the water. You're feeling good. You placed yourself where you wanted to be. What was next for you?
Yeah, so perfect position. My plan for the bike, if I swam with the leaders, was to kind of stay with them maybe for the first half, and then when there's those big hills in the second half, just go for it. But that kind of changed. So I surged towards the beginning of the bike because we had a bigger group of guys with some really fast runners, including Jason West, for example, who ended up running a 1:08, and Jackson Laundry, who won. So those were the two main guys actually I wanted to drop with that surge. And one of the two dropped. And then pretty much we did the whole ride, the last 5 of us. But with a group like that, with Brownlee, Canoe, Appleton, it was gonna I would have had to put so much effort to drop them, and maybe I couldn't even. Probably I wasn't able to drop them. So in my mind, I was constantly going back and forth. I was like, should I go for it in the next hill, or should I just stay back here? And in the end, I decided, no, I need confidence in my run, so I'm just gonna try to chill, even though we were putting pretty big watts on the hills. Actually, I was getting slightly dropped just with the elastic effect going over hills. And then I had to push kind of the downhill to get back. And yeah, so I was just kind of decided to chill and got to the run in pretty good condition. I felt like the bike wasn't too taxing and ready to run fast.
So is that you like a typical strategy of yours, more or less, to push the bike extremely hard, you know, and in the hopes of dropping, you know, some of these like stronger runners?
Yeah, that's usually what I've done pretty much my whole career. I've never felt really confident in my run, so I was always trying to go for it on the bike and at least get a gap on the bike. And then historically, I've been able to run fairly well off a hard bike, so that's why I kept on doing that. But clearly today is a good day, and I did that last year at European Champs too, where I kind of stayed more in the group and went for a fast run. And they're two of my best runs today. Well, obviously, because I'm going easier on the bike, but it's good to duke it out with fast runners that usually would run 2 minutes faster than me, be with them for most of the run. So it's important for a triathlete to know you can win the race with a fast bike and win a race with a fast run. Not have that single mentality like, oh, I have to win on the bike, or if not, I'm going to lose. You know?
Yeah. So you're heading back into transition, about to drop off your bike. What's going through your head as you're getting ready to go on to the run?
I mean, I even before the race, I was like, if I'm in a situation where I'm running with some of these guys for the podium, and a faster runner passes me, I was like, okay, I'm just going for it. I can't even like think about the 21K. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to hold 2 miles maybe, and then maybe try to get to the turnaround, or then maybe if I can do the whole first loop, it would be awesome. That's what's going on through my head, because like I'm going so hard, it's impossible to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do the next hour 15 like this. It's like mind-boggling when you're hurting that much, you know?
Yeah.
So you really have to kind of break it up, and that's what I did, till I couldn't, I guess.
You know, I was out there with you quite a bit. You were with Brownlee and Jackson. What was your mindset and strategy as you guys continued on that run, because it maintained that position for probably 9 miles?
I mean, it's kind of what I said. I was trying to hold for as long as I could. And then I was like, well, if ever I'm able to stay with them till the last mile, then maybe I have a shot. But I was kind of just cutting it up in little pieces. And eventually I was not able to follow. But I kept on running solid. It's not like I really faded. And also I didn't want to completely blow up and then have Sanders catch me, even though in the end he did. But I thought I was home free from Lionel. Yeah, so overall, I mean, a great weekend. Had a lot of fun, really, and pushed myself really hard, and I think I'm in good physical condition going into my other big objectives. So the next races will be Chattanooga 70.3 North American Champs on May 22, and then my kind of A race for the beginning of the season, Ironman France, end of June. And well, this is a YouTube, so please like and subscribe. That would be great. It will help me out on my channel. And then you can also follow me on Instagram @Rudy Von Berg.